So today's story time is about the time I woke up and seen my whole city underwater, like crazy. August 23rd, 2005, Hurricane Katrina. I'm gonna just take y'all through everything. Alright, so boom. So, this how it started. So we knew it was a hurricane coming, so if you from New Orleans, like we used to hurricanes, so when they come, we just evacuate to like Houston or something. Most people stay at home, they don't even go nowhere. Cause this, this around the time when the projects was up and stuff. So our projects was like brick projects. So when hurricanes come, we'll just go by our people. And if you already lived in the project, you would be just stay at home. If you had family that live in the project, you'll go there. Just stay there till the hurricane blow over, because it's bricks. Like hurricane can't phase the bricks. So usually it'd be like hurricanes coming. It'd be nothing. Like we'll think it's nothing. We'll come back home. Like they have certain damage in certain areas of the city and stuff, but it don't be like the whole city. Like it just be like we used to hurricanes, cause where we at, like where we located, hurricanes come. When they start saying Katrina was gonna be like a Category 5 hurricane, like that's the bad ones. Like Category like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you get to like 4 and 5, that means you gotta evacuate. It might be bad. So they was saying like it was a Category 5. Oh shit. They was saying it's gonna be a Category 5. So like we was getting kind of nervous. So we like, man, we gonna evacuate. So we like Houston is the closest big city to New Orleans. So when shit happens, like natural disasters and stuff, most time New Orleans people go to Houston. So we was like, we're gonna go to Houston. So we was supposed to leave and go to Houston, but we kept waiting. Then they got down to the last, like it was like the day before or something. So boom, we started going to Houston. It was everybody on the news. They was saying like it's gonna be bad. Everybody should evacuate. Woo. So we leave, go to Houston. All right, boom. The ride to Houston was crazy because it was so many people going to Houston from New Orleans. So it was so much traffic. Like it was like bumper to bumper traffic. So like to naturally like driving to Houston would be like 6 hours, but it took us like damn near, I don't even remember. I was young. I was 8 years old when this happened. Like when Katrina hit, I was 8 years old. Like, and I'm 27 years old now. So this was a long time ago. But I know it took long. Like it took probably like a whole day to get there, cause it was so much traffic. So many people was leaving, going to Houston. So y'all understand that. So boom, we finally get to Houston. We get in this hotel. Like a lot of our family in the hotel. Like we just in different rooms and stuff. So we just ain't thinking. I'm a kid, so I ain't thinking nothing of it. Like I'm just like just being a kid. So we kids, we run around the hotels and stuff, cause our cousins and stuff stand in the hotel too. So we going by them and we just being bad and stuff. So boom, I remember the next morning. I remember this vividly. Like the next morning, we woke up. That's when we didn't know. Like I guess it hit like overnight or something. So we didn't know like what was gonna happen, like how bad it was gonna be. So we woke up that next morning. Man, we turned on the news. The whole city was underwater. Like we was like, everybody was just shocked. Like what the fuck? Like the whole city was underwater. So I'm getting hot. I get chills just talking about it. But yeah, whole city was underwater. So we kind of was like devastated, fucked up. Like we wondering how, we checking on different areas, but it was so bad that we knew our house was underwater. Like it ain't like we was like had to wonder like maybe the whole city was affected. So like Katrina wiped the whole city out. Like so everything was underwater. So we lost everything. Like our house, we lost all our childhood pictures. Like we don't got no baby pictures. Like we barely got some baby pictures and stuff, but for the most of it, we lost all that. Like we lost the whole house, everything that was in the house, gone. Like so, just imagine You just looking on TV, you see your whole city underwater. Like you seeing your house gone, like your whole city gone. So that's what we was going through. So after that, it was just crazy. Like we had to stay in Houston. We was living in Houston. We lived in Houston for like, well, I think like 4 years, 4 or 5 years or something. I don't know. I don't know how long we stayed in Houston, but we stayed in Houston at least like 3-4 years. So we wound up moving back. Like you from New Orleans, you know how it is. Like you can move out, but you just gonna want to come back to your city. Like we just miss New Orleans. Like our culture, our food, like our everything. Like just how small our city is. We could get around. Like Houston is a big city, so we not used to this. Like everything 40 minutes away and 30 minutes away, an hour away. Like in New Orleans, you drive an hour away, you in a whole nother city. Like so, we just used to our city. So we came back, and after we came back, we was living with we was just living in different places until our house started getting back fixed up and stuff. Like Houston, once we was living out there, we was going to school out there. Like we was getting help out there. We was getting like FEMA money and Red Cross money and stuff, and like the schools we was going to, like they was helping us. They knew we was from New Orleans, so like it was like a mix up. Cause some people was like against it. Like some people ain't like us cause we was from New Orleans. Some of the teachers ain't like us. They were like, "Oh, New Orleans children bad." Cause we like, there's a lot of black people from New Orleans, so we like, and this is like a poverty-stricken city, so we different than Houston. So once we went to Houston, it was different. Like I'm going to school with different races of people. Like I never seen that before. Like I went to all black schools in New Orleans. Like everybody was black. So when I went to Houston, they had Chinese people, they had Arabians, they had white people, they had Mexican people. Like that was my first time experiencing stuff like that. So it was different, and it was crazy because like I really got. All right, so when we moved back home. Yeah, we was living, let me see the first place. We was living with one of my dad's friends. Then we moved from there, we moved to my auntie house. Then we was living there for a while. Then we moved in this apartment in Metairie. We was living there for like a couple years. Then we finally moved back like in our neighborhood and around our house and shit. It took a couple years for us to move back, but we moved back. But it's like everything was different. Like before Katrina hit, like our neighborhood, it was fun. Like, and I'm from the era before cell phones and video games and shit. So we used to be outside playing. Like we wasn't inside kids. Like I'm from the outside era. So we was outside, like riding bikes, meeting up with our friends, everybody, the whole neighborhood outside. Like we going from this side to that side, we going to this side. So it was like fun growing up in New Orleans, but once Katrina hit, it was different. Like we had to get used to the new life, like, cause it wasn't the same. Like a lot of people ain't moved back. A lot of people we never heard from again. Like in life, a lot of people they moved to different cities, never came back. Like it was just different. So we just had to adjust to the new lifestyle, you know. We're about to go to church, so as y'all can see.
I look like two, me not complaining. Anyways, hey y'all, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. We better go to church. Just
What
tell
happened?
a quick.
Okay, to sum it up,
Quick sum up.
We got separated from my mom, and we thought she was dead for a very long time.
Yeah, that's crazy. She
For a
told me that
very,
story.
very
That's
long time.
crazy.
Like, we thought my mom, and then people was telling us they saw my mom in the water dead, floating. That's like crazy. Like, that's super crazy to tell a child about their mama at that age, you know?
Right.
So we thought my mama, me and my sister, which is crazy. I'm gonna have to just run this to y'all when we get back, because this is a lot of tea.
It's a long story. So she just telling y'all this summer, but
it's not even tea. It's just real life. So
it's real life.
So it ain't.
Oh, this is another thing I wanted to say too. Like my story, I'm not telling my story for no sympathy, because I know people went through way worse than what I went through. I'm just telling y'all my side. But I know people who like literally died in Katrina. Like, I know people who stayed in the city but had to swim in the water. Like, I know a lot of like stuff. Like, so my story ain't bad compared to like a lot of people. Like, people went through way worse shit than me. Like,
Yeah.
but we all, if you from New Orleans, you went through something. Like, everybody went through something. Like, every single soul went through something. Like, no matter if you white, black, whatever. Like, if you from New Orleans, you went through some shit with Hurricane Katrina. Like, so I feel like this is a good story time we can talk about. But we about to go to church, so we gotta leave. So we gonna finish back up and talk about some more stuff. So yeah.